Balance changes. Public test 12.5. We're applying balance changes to Italian ships, German destroyers, Japanese cruisers, and a number of other ships, as well as a smoke generator modification 1 upgrade and X-ray. So big sweeping balance change. Now, I wonder, will they balance the two things that people want balanced the most, which is submarines and CVs? Or is this all like throwing a bone to the community about everything else? Smoke generator modification 1 upgrade. Action time bonus reduced from 30 to 20%. Okay. Remove the 5% penalty to smoke dispersal time. That's nice. The upgrade is now available tier 5 to 10 ships using the exhaust smoke generator. Okay. So that's 10% reduction. X-ray Papa Una 1. Reduce the bonus given to the smoke generator's action time for 15. That's another 5%. Perfumamize or hide a Hector vampire. The duration of the crawling smoke generator consumable has increased 90 to 102. You probably end up with a net positive because they're increasing the base so much. I don't actually mind this too much because this makes... I mean, on one hand, this reduces the customization a bit, but on the other hand, because like you can't build for smoke the same as effectively anymore. But on the other hand, the only real thing to build on any of this was basically building for smoke. They only really had one build option. So increasing the base and reducing the bonuses generally makes you less reliant on running the upgrade and less reliant on running the signal. So that's probably a good thing in the end. Like, it's probably a good change. A buff to Snoop Dogg Mina. Actually, this is a nerf to anyone who doesn't have the crawling smoke though, or like, using the exhaust smoke generator. Yeah, it's not exhaust smoke generator consumable though. It just changes. Like, that's not what it's called. This is a nerf to Minnow, isn't it? It's a pretty big nerf to Minotaur, because Minotaur just has a normal smoke. It doesn't change the name of it. It's still just a smoke generator. This thing turns your smoke into an exhaust smoke, basically. But it doesn't change the consumable, which means this build on the Minotaur is effectively going to get nerfed quite a bit, since you lose the bonus from the flag and you lose the bonus, some of the bonus from here. Well, you lose a bit of both. So this is effectively making the Minotaur Legendary worse. That's a bit unfortunate. On the flip side though, the smokescreen will last longer because it doesn't have the smokescreen dispersion penalty, which means you can cycle smoke sooner, which is probably nice. We'll see. We'll see. That's the leg mod, yeah. That's the legendary mod. I just got the IGN leg mod for smoke and asked for a refund. What else? What is Venezia smoke called though? That's not an exhaust smoke. What is Venezia smoke called then? There's so many different names for smokes nowadays. Venezia smoke is called... Well, wait, Venezia is an exhaust smoke. That's what I thought. So this upgrade is now going to be available to any ship that uses the exhaust smoke. You couldn't slot it before. That's pretty big. Because you couldn't slot... Like right now, you can't slot the smoke mod. It's not available to you to slot. But... with this change, you're going to be able to slot that. That's actually huge. You're going to get 20% action time. Wait, what slot was it in again? That might actually be a huge buff. That's so much more smoke duration. Shit, where's my Minotaur? I'm blind. There it is. It goes in the third slot. So you'll trade some dispersion for it. So Lake Mode Venezia, which I already think is absolutely god tier, it's what I play on Russia basically exclusively, and we have something like an 85% solo win rate in Lake Mode Venezia right now. Like, we got absurd win rate for solo gameplay. And this is gonna make it even stronger. That's gonna make it even stronger. In fact, every Italian ship has exhaust smoke. Okay, to be fair though, it's probably not going to be very valuable on the battle. Because unlike the other ships, you can generally smoke and shoot. In BBs, the smoke firing penalty is so bad that you can't really utilize the smoke to shoot. Like, your smoke firing penalty is 16.7, so you can't really utilize the smoke to shoot. But you can use it to disengage, and replacing your dispersion with the smoke is probably not a very good trade-off, because your dispersion is already your greatest weakness, and fucking with it even harder. So, Colombo, no, but Polo Emilio is gonna become much better at Yolong ships. Polo Emilio is gonna become really insane at Yolong ships, because it's just got 20% more smoke duration, which means you can basically sail up to ships and torp them, like, from 15 miles away. And ships like Napoli is gonna get even stronger. Because for some reason, Napoli has a smoke firing penalty of 8.8. Don't ask me how it has 8.8 when the guns are actually 254. It's better than Venezia's smoke firing penalty, but Napoli is gonna become really fucking strong. Napoli is gonna become really fucking strong. So you're gonna get, yeah, what, 20%? 48? And then another 15 from here. That's gonna be pretty good. You're closing in on a minute. It's gonna be, what, 53 seconds or something? 54 seconds? I think it wasn't exponential the way it worked. A smoke slot and close to a minute. Yes, you're gonna get close to a minute of smokes on an already superbly tanky cruiser. In fact, on Napoli, you'll be able to DCP, pop smoke, and by the time your smoke runs out, your DCP is up again. Shit, you can almost cycle a whole repair during that time. Yeah, but that's gonna make an already tanky ship even tankier. So the big winners here, is absolutely the Italians. Regolo, like the entire Italian destroyer line, Venezia, well, the entire basically Italian cruiser line. The BB is not so much, but Polo Emilia as well is gonna benefit. So this is gonna screw over some things like Leg Minotaur, but Leg Venezia is gonna love it. Leg Venezia is gonna love it. Giuseppe Verdi has 60-second smoke. What does that calculate to? A lot. But yeah, no, that's interesting. Smoke generator mod will become available to mount for all Italian ships with access to exhaust smoke generator consumable. In the current game version, this upgrade, together with the X-ray Papa Una 1 signal, would give Italian ships quite a significant advantage, so we've tweaked their settings. To ensure that the changes don't reduce the effectiveness of ships mounting the crawling smoke generator, the base action time of this consumable has been increased. Interesting. So the big loser here is the Minotaur, Smoke Minotaur. I mean, to be fair, it's fun, but Radar Minotaur is still more fun. The big loser here is the Smoke Minotaur. The big winner is basically every Italian ship. Huh. Pretty cool. Okay. Conte di Cavour. Sigma value increased. 1.6 to 1.7. Sure. Leone. Extra smoke. Faster torps. Leone is still a tragedy, though. Duca d'Aosta and Duca degli Abruzzi. The number of lift charges dropped per weapon charge has been increased from 2 to 4. Wait. 2. 2. It really only dropped 2. Wait, what? It's ship-based, right? Yeah, it's ship-based. 2 number of bombs in a charge. Do you drop them backwards as well? So you drop like blip, blip, and then that's it. Wow, that's That's hilariously tragic, man. Holy shit. That's actually hilariously fucking tragic. Jesus. Okay, well, it's a good change, but I mean, that's still tragic, because you're a cruiser. You have to sail on top of the sub. Wow. FR25 main battery reload time. Big buff to main battery reload. More than 10%. And torpedo range, nice buff as well. Adriatico Attilio Regola. Allow the mounting of the Fire Control System Mod 2 upgrade in the 6th slot. Okay, well now these ships are gonna go full farming, aren't they? You can go range, finally. You haven't been able to build range, so you can build 20% range on this thing. You can build 20% range on this thing. Was it, how much was it? 16%. So you can get to what? About a bit more than 30? 13 point something? So that's almost cover range. But the difference is you have the buff, this exhaust smoke, you're gonna be able... Wait, the exhaust smoke? And you're gonna be able to run the exhaust smoke mod as well. Huh. Attilio Regola might actually become... And then of course you need a kill though. You need a kill for this to get the 8% main battery firing range. Attilio Regola might actually become a decent farmer. Because you can finally farm from outside of secondary range. One of the big issues with trying to farm with Regola, if your smoke is down, you're within the secondary range of every fucking ship when you're trying to farm, which sucks. But now with this change, you're gonna be able to get to 13. If you get the kill, you'll get to close to 14. And with the smoke mod, you'll be able to have 1 minute smokes as well. That could be quite a bola to deal with. But, I mean, for the Regola? Regola is really the big winner of these patch notes, honestly. Regola is a big winner in this patch notes. It's getting a lot of advantages. A lot of advantages. Perf. The number of depth charges dropped per weapon charge has been increased from 1 to 2. Wait, it had 1 diff charge? Is that a fucking... Is that some sort of insult? No way. Oops, wrong. 1. Maximum damage, 5,000. Bombs in a charge, 1. Wait, how fucking tragic is that? So you drop 1. Bloop. And that's it. That's your entire fucking 40-second consumable. Holy shit, that is tragic. Dude, you even have a fucking plane launcher. Why not just give it like plane-based ASW? Okay, wow. Double the ASW, truly. How broken is ASW? Hector buffs. Torpedo range 10 to 12. The wide torpedo spread option has been replaced with a narrow one. That's good. Then it had like single and wide, I think. It's such a gigadent. Like, who wants widespread? Only the biggest potatoes use widespread torpedoes. So, having the narrow and single is really good. Citadel damage restored increased from 10 to 50%. Okay, that's pretty big. Doesn't it have a super heal? I think it has super heal. That's pretty good. That's actually really good. 50% Citadel healing with the super heal. That's very good. Okay, V25, G101, 170, T22, Emden, Dresden, Kolberg. Penetration of main battery HE shells with a caliber 105 has been increased from 18 to 26. Wait, why didn't they have this earlier? This is standard quarter pen. Why didn't they have quarter pen earlier? Did they just forget to add it? Because I'm pretty sure all German ships are supposed to have quarter pen. That's literally their mechanic. Did they just forget to add it or something? Interesting. Well, it's a good change for sure. T-22 sucks. Like, the ship literally doesn't look like a ship of war. Like, have you guys seen the T-22? It literally looks like a tugboat. It's tragic how much it looks like a tugboat. Look at that. Wait, we need to... The camo distorts it. It makes it look better than it actually is. We need to remove the camo. There it is, look. It looks like an actual tugboat that someone slapped the turret on. Like... At no point does this look like a ship of war. They kind of just slapped a bunch of stuff on it. But yeah, that's big buffs, because then it also gets torpedo reload time reduced 68 to 61, main battery reload 4 to 3.6. That's a 10% buff. That's more than a 10% buff. That's pretty good. Actually, I think this is basically almost exactly 10% as well. So two 10% buffs to deep in both DPM, so that's pretty strong. Z31, Gustav Julius Merker, Felix Schultz, Elbing. Added the engine boost consumable to a separate slot. Holy shit. Holy shit. Wait, what is this? Oh yeah, we got we got I'm a cunt. But wait. We are the definition of speed now, aren't we? Holy shit. 38 and we get what? We get probably standard speed boost, so 41 not El Bingbog. Holy shit. Holy shit. We are speed. We are fucking speed, boys. Holy shit. We're the definition of speed now. Separate slot as well, so we get to keep our extremely useful defensive AA. I think they put it in a separate slot, because if they would have given you the option to choose between defensive AA and speed boost, everyone would have slotted speed boost. so they put it in a separate slot for that reason. You can almost catch Gato now. Yeah, Gato does what? 42 knots. You can almost catch up to Gato now. That's pretty cool. So you can get yourself shotgun by Gato faster. That's pretty epic. That's pretty epic. That's pretty epic. Okay, you can almost catch up to a submarine. Sweet. Let's go. But that's nice. Elbing Bong buffs are cool. I think Elbing is actually in a pretty good state. I think Elbing in terms of balance is actually really well balanced. Because Elbing is really good at farming, but pretty goddamn shit at basically everything else. And I think that's a good balance for the Elbing. It's great at farming, but my god, if you try to do DD things... Indeed. I'm waiting for it a lot. But, yeah, I think actually in terms of balance, I thought Elbing was in a good state. It's really good at farming, it's not very good at anything else. Like, you can punish the occasional light cruiser, you can ambush them, it's fun. It's a fun gunboat, like heavy AP gunboat, but it's absolutely dogshit at being a destroyer. And that's fine, because you can't have it both. Not everyone can be a Kleber. Like, not everyone can be the best at everything. It's fine. Not everyone can be a small one. Like, Elbing is strong at something but weak at others. That's good. But, I mean, I guess I'm not gonna complain about the engine boost. It's nice. But I'm not sure if it was really needed. When will Haaland get buffed? Probably never. It's probably the same time Shimakaze gets buffed. Honestly, torpedo boats are really trash in the current meta. Torpedo boats have been trash for like more than a year. I play Shima and Haaland because I think it's fun and it feels like you're an underdog. Like when I kill a Marceau or something in a Haaland or a Shima, or I kill a Deering or a Vampire or something in Shima or Haaland, I feel great, or a Sherman or something. Like, you feel really great, because that's a fucking underdog story. That's you punching up like 2 meters and knocking out the guy who has every advantage over you. I like it because it's a challenge and it feels like an underdog story every time, but my god, they are tragic ships. Like, in the current meta, they are so tragic. With Wargaming adding like either built-in speed boost or just speed boost to every single battleship, making subs better at being a torpedo boat than destroyers while outspotting destroyers, and giving basically everyone hydro, which is completely irrelevant against homing torps or shotgunning, but super strong against like long-range torpedoes like Shima and Haaland. Like, playing a torpedo boat in 2023 is an absolutely god-awful experience. So, but I don't think they're gonna buff it anytime soon. Because if you go on Facebook and you ask, hey, what do you think is the biggest threat right now? They go like, torpedo boats. I only sailed in a straight line for 5 minutes, and I got torpedoed by a Shimakaze. How broken are torpedo boats? Like, the level of skill is so bottom floor in the game right now that the most avoidable, easiest to dodge ammunition that literally has to be sent out several minutes in advance before it lands on the target is what the potatoes consider the biggest threat. So they're probably not going to change it anytime soon, and the reason for that is because the player base is so goddamn shit that they don't understand what is actually good ships and what is not. So it is what it is. Main battery reload time reduced. 8 to 7 seconds. Said 31. Isn't that thing hilariously tanky? That thing has like 1,000,000 health for a tier 7 destroyer. That thing has literally like 1,000,000 health for a tier 7 destroyer. How much did it have base? Yeah, 19.4. 19.4. Do we have any commander for it? There we go. 22k health, T7. I think it had negative DPM. The ship heals you basically. It does no damage. But the big tankiness was the thing. Now it gets a bit of a DPM buff. I don't think it's going to be enough, but I mean, it was surprisingly effective that one ranked season, mostly because you'd pick fights with other DDs, and if both teams joined in, the other DD died while you were half HP because you're so fucking tanky. Like, said 35. Now that thing is strong. Main battery 180 degree turn time reduced 18 to 10 seconds. The parameters for hydroacoustic search consumable was changed. Now it's similar to the hydroacoustic search consumable from York. Wait. Z35 buffs? No, wait, there was Z39 that was really broken. There's so many goddamn German ships. It was Z39 that was broken. What was Z35 though? Here it is. 5 guns, 21.9 HP, 6.2 conceal. Oh, it had short burst smoke. Wait, are they giving it 6k Hydro though? Are they giving it 6k Hydro? Or is it 5.5? It's 5.5. 5.5. York is 5.5. It's Hipper that gets 6, right? Yeah, it's at 6. It's at tier 8 that it changes. So they're buffing the Hydro from 5 to 5.5. Your concealment is 6.2, man. Your concealment is 6.2. I mean, it'll make you better at running at destroyers and doing things, but I don't know, man. That's still a 700-meter gap that you need to close to get them in Hydro range. He does have short burst smoke, which is useful, and the turret reverse, I guess, is nice. Wait, why am I running? Wait, how much was rebuffing? What did it say? 180 degree turn time, 18 to 10 seconds. Wait, but why the fuck is my turret reverse 19.6? Huh? What am I running? Wait, why is it 19.6 and not 18? What am I missing? Huh? We're not running the reload mod. Our base is 22.5, not 18. The devblog is wrong. Nothing here reduces my turret reverse. The devblog is just wrong. That's what I thought. I was like, 18 doesn't sound like a familiar number. So what they're actually buffing is 22.5 to 10 seconds. And that's a huge fucking buff. That's a huge goddamn buff. Because 22.5 is basically cruiser turret reverse. And 10 seconds is really good. That's destroyer turret reverse. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. I wonder if they looked at the specs with a full traverse build. Can I get someone who has like turret reverse? Anyone who has turret reverse? Alright, we just take him. I just want to say. No, it's 17 seconds with the full traverse build. Wonder what they were doing. I don't understand where they got the 8. I don't even know where they got the 18 seconds from. But obviously that's good, very good for the Z35 because you won't need to run this anymore. You can run Dispersion or Torps, probably Dispersion since you're more gunboat, and yeah, you know, don't need to build for it anymore. You might actually build more guns on this thing then, because 22.5 is tragic, whereas 10 seconds is nice. So their numbers are weird, but I think that the goal number is maybe correct. Imagine proofreading. Torps are 6-game trash. Were they really that bad? Wow. Yeah, okay, yeah, you just full gunboat, full gunboat, full gunboat. Full gunboat. It's gonna be a better gunboat than before though, because you got better hydro and better turtles. Jesus. Bretagne. Sigma value 1.9. Turtles reduced 60. Huge turtles buff. And good gun buff as well. Okay, that's nice. Bretagne does kind of need the help. It's a shotgun with slow SL barrels, so that's good. Viribus United. Sigma value increased. Main battery reload reduced. Viribus United. That was the battleship that had no health. That was the one that it actually, the health was so bad that you couldn't even play because of it. Wasn't that Viribus United? It was European, I think. Yeah. This thing had some ridiculous. Yeah, it had 35.7k health and no torpedo butt. Yeah, no, this thing like and it does 22 knots. You get dropped by like a carrier once and you lose a third of your health. This thing had tragic health. Tragic health. So it gives it better gun power. That's nice, but I think still the main issue is still the fact that it doesn't move. Like, if in World of Warships, if you have low health, you want speed or armor. Preferably both. Like something like Incomparable. It has no health, but when it's angled, it's quite tanky and it's hella fast and it's got conceal. Or Borgonia. Very low HP for a tier 10 battleship, but it's hilariously fast with the speed and good angles and so forth. Viribus United has the issue that it's slow as shit and it has no health at the same time, which just makes it kind of suffering to play. And the concealment, it's not really that special for tier 5. Yeah, I mean, and also stealth. In general speaking, concealment as a value has been losing its value for years. It's gotten worse and worse and worse. The big stepping point was the CV rework, because plane spotting became so much more prevalent after that. And now with submarines as well. There's just so many things spotting you that you can't do anything about, that concealment has lost a lot of its value. Ill. Main battery reload time reduced. 2.5 to 2.3. That's still not gonna make it a good ship. That's still not gonna make it a good ship. And a lot of idiots are still gonna run this thing in my fucking ranked games. That's what they always do, but I mean, Ireland goes from being... I mean, the Ireland DPM was pretty okay. Now it actually does more DPM than Cossack. It's actually gonna be second in DPM after the Akizuki now. That's gonna be pretty good DPM. The problem is, of course, Ireland has the wonky turrets. Ireland has the wonky turrets, which is the big issue. Do we have Ireland here? No. Ireland has the dented turrets, which is a big issue for European destroyers in general. Is they have this turret set up. They have got one here and one here, which not just doesn't mean you're really bad at chasing and kiting, because you always have to get broadside to use your guns, but when you got dual turrets spread out this far, you tend to get a lot of wonky dispersion with the shells going like across each other on a ship. It's generally not a good thing. The other issue with the Ireland is, of course, it has no health and it has no smoke. So if you have hands, Ireland can be okay. But if you're bad at the game, Ireland is usually the ship that kills itself first in every ranked match ever. They always kill themselves first. They always kill themselves first. Still, it's a cool buff. I don't mind. No, I don't think anyone is going to be like, oh no, Ireland is so overpowered now. It's a good change. Makes it a bit more useful. Great. Hawkins buff. Main battery reload. Big reload buff. 11.7, 10.5. That's 10%. They've done a lot of these. 10%, 10%. But this is pretty clearly 10%. Interesting. Hawkins is still shit, probably, yes. Repulse. Wait, they're buffing Repulse. What? Repulse is like the best tier 6 battleship in the game. What? 25 second. Wait, an extra heal. Didn't it have like super heal or something? Hold up, didn't it have... No, it was standard here. But it's getting an extra one. Did it really need an extra one? Repulse has the speed boost and it's fast, it's stealthy, the guns are nuts. What? Isn't it the best tier 6 BB in the game? I don't even know. What could I consider possibly better? Warspite is too slow in the current meta, you just get tortured to death. Same issue, West Virginia. Fusa is still good, but kind of slow and poor concealment. No, Repulse is just like the best tier 6 BB in the game, if you ask me. Bayern is good for the tankiness, but Bayern guns are very, very inconsistent. Repulse is a ship that actually kills things. Bayern is a ship that survives. That's kind of crazy, because I was under the impression that Repulse is just the best. I mean, we played it in ranked and stuff, and Repulse was really, really, really good. Dunkirk? No, Dunkirk is dog shit. Wow. Okay, interesting. That's a big buff as well. That's DPM buff and survivability buff. I didn't think the ship needed either. Okay. Leander, nerf. Leander is really good for tier 6, don't get me wrong, but was it so good that it needed to be nerfed? I think the issue is more that the other tier 6 cruisers should be buffed, not that Leander should be nerfed. Like, a lot of cruisers at this tier could really use some help. Like, have you guys played Dallas? Do you know what Dallas is like to play? Like, Jesus Christ. Aoba as well. These ships are targets. Because with carrier spotting constantly interfering, and all the carriers at tier 6, and the fact that you don't have any heal or general survivability, and all battleships overmatch you, it's like target practice for BB's low tier. And the reason Leander is good is because it has two things to deal with that target practice. Smoke to go dark, and a heal to sustain. So, I think more the issue is that the other cruisers get screwed, not that Leander needed to be nerfed. But that's just overall game balance, I guess. Dallas is just victim of abuse, really is. Hampshire, main battery reload time reduced, 10.5 to 10, okay. Detectability range reduced, sure. I mean, Hampshire is kind of a meme. I don't think anyone is particularly threatened by that. Indianapolis. I feel like this someone in chat might have mentioned something about the Indianapolis armor buff. Someone. Not mentioning any names, but I've heard some rumors about this ship. Do we just skip Indianapolis, not talk about it? Yeah. Indianapolis. Thickness of the bow and our stern plating has been increased. 16 to 25. 25. Your match 25 with 380s. Like, how much do you actually need for 25? You need over 357. And of course, there's a lot of Americans that have 356. There's a lot of Americans with 356, but you need 358 or higher. That's gonna be pretty strong. Let's see, tier 7. Well, is it gonna be that strong? Is it really gonna be that strong? I mean, you'll bounce Leon. Great. You'll bounce Strasbourg. Great. Both ships irrelevant anyway. Rook, Nelson, King George. You bounce King George, but King George, if he has any hands, is gonna be shooting H at you. Hood overmatches you. Duke got improved pen angles on the AP, but yeah, you might have some advantage. You bounce the Scharnhorsts. Heinrich overmatches you. Gneisenau Sinop overmatches you. Poltava you'll bounce. Florida you'll bounce. Colorado overmatches you. California you'll bounce. You'll bounce. Well, to be fair, you start bouncing what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You bounce 10 battleships that you couldn't bounce before. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's also going to give you DD survivability. That's fair. But how many gunboat DDs are there tier 7 that are really threats? I guess there's a fair bit. Especially shit like Haida. Yeah, that's going to be good against shit like Haida. Because Haida right now pens 20mm. Which means you were able to farm Pepsi-Cola or Indianapolis for free. Now Indianapolis is going to be shattering it. So you need to target superstructure. Yeah, no, that's a pretty good buff. It's going to give you a lot of survivability. Also going to help you against tier 8 gunboats. It might... Does it help you against any cruisers? The light cruisers pen what? They pen 25. Yeah, it's not going to help you against them at all. They will pen you. They will pen you. Flint, though. Yeah, Flint is 21. Flint and Atlanta. You'll do better against Flint and Atlanta. They pen 21. That's pretty good. I don't think there's too many others that have such small pen now. It'll be a pretty strong... Who plays Indy in 2023? True. But, I mean... That's a pretty strong survivability buff. You'll still be farmed superstructure, and you'll still be blown up by the big guns, or if you go broadside, but... It's gonna make it more comfortable to play, and it's gonna reward skill better. Because generally speaking... Overmatch as a mechanic, I think, is dog shit. Like, I think objectively Overmatch as a mechanic is fucking dog shit, but Wargaming has kind of painted themselves into a corner with the whole Overmatch, and they are in a situation they're never going to get out of. Like, the level of rework this game would need to get rid of Overmatch is a shit show. But the Overmatch as a mechanic is fucking stupid as hell, because it rewards skill in no way, and just punishes someone who gets unlucky with ship picks versus another ship pick. And now Wargaming have taken Overmatch so far that if you release a new ship and it doesn't Overmatch, it's basically shit. And you can see it from their own design philosophy. The ships they're releasing, the new Italian ship 457, Overmatching SAP, hooray, that's gonna be fun. The new IGN ships 457 got an Overmatch. Like, it's very much become a thing in game design for them. If the ship can't overmatch, it's dog shit. So they managed to paint themselves into a corner, and I don't think there's any real good way of getting out of it. That's an unpopular take with BB monkeys. Yeah, no, but I think it's just bad, because it's gonna keep exponentially building at this point. So, ish. Anchorage. The hydroacoustic search consumable has been moved to a separate slot. Anchorage. What slot was that in? We have Anchorage, don't we? There it is. Dreadful ship, by the way. I would not recommend. Oh, well, that's actually really big. That's huge. That's huge, because now you can run Spotter and Hydra. That's actually going to make Anchorage so much better, because now you can spot for yourself from your smoke. You don't need to rely on your team to spot as much, because your spotter plane will see shit. The big issue here is the smoke firing penalty, I think was 8 km. That's not very good, but that still gives you more options. And now you can also use the spotter plane just for when your smoke is on cooldown, and you combine smoke Hydra at the same time. That's a good buff. I mean, Anchorage is still not a good ship. The DPM is too tragic, and it has no radar. But please, Wargame, don't give it smoking radar. I forget what I said. But still, that's a good change. That's a good change. It very much needed that. The AP was MK19. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not Baltimore AP. It's not MK21. I think that was. Is that? I think that's New Orleans AP. MK19. Yeah, It's New Orleans AP. MK19. So it's not super heavy AP. It's. I think it still had improved pen angles, but it's not super heavy. So the pen will be missing. The pen will be missing. But it doesn't have the extra punch that Baltimore and Buffalo and Des Moines has. Sigma value. North Carolina. Sigma value increased 2.0 to 2.05. And North Carolina is one of my all-time favorite battleships in the game. North Carolina is, in my opinion, a battleship that, as a design, is fantastic. I think it's as a battleship design, North Carolina is exactly what battleships should be. It is not. It's slow. The concealment is eh. If you get broadside in the North Carolina, your citadel is massive and you get blown out of the water. But the guns, while the shells, while slow, have great penetration and very good accuracy. Well, power creep has affected that a lot. They're not as strong as it used to be. But North Carolina, when I started the game, I thought that was the textbook perfect battleship. You give broadside or you miss position, you die pretty goddamn quickly. But if you angle well and you position well, you're very survivable. You had strong AA back in the day, and your guns were very punishing but hard to use because of slow shells. So seeing an old favorite get buffed, I like that. I like that. It's sad that these days North Carolina is just pretty weak because there's so many insane ships that have been added. But it's nice. I like it. I see North Carolina get buffed. I like it. It's an all-time favorite for me. NC Conceal is I mean, it used to be the best. Absolutely by a mile the best, the North Carolina Conceal. Nowadays, I think the detection is 12th best. Monarch is better, Atlantica is better, Littorio, Roma, Hawk, Zeton, Odin, Vladivostok, Anhalt, and Constellation all have better concealment than North Carolina. Back in the day, it was the best concealed Tier 8 battleship, but things sure have changed. Bloody is better. Vladivostok has better concealment, yes. Don't ask me why, because Vladivostok has insane armor, but it's a wargaming moment. Like, let's see, Tier 8. Vladivostok, here we go. Base conceal, 13.5. Where's my North Carolina? Oh. Send to reserve. Base conceal, 13.7. No, there's 10 ships that are better concealed than 10 battleships that are better concealed at Tier 8 than North Carolina in the current state. Back in the day, it used to be the best, but it really shows how power creep has gone in terms of conceal and so forth. Bloody has the most HP at Tier 8. Yes, and it has no superstructure either, so you can't farm it the same way as you can farm the North Carolina. And of course, Vladivostok has insane armor in comparison, like, we're talking 32, 38. And Vladivostok is basically no superstructure hidden right behind the turrets. 200mm icebreaker, 40mm deck, 40mm upper belt, and all this. It's 12.3 with Captain mod, and Captain and mod is trash. Trash? Why do people put words in my mouth? I mean, it's Herito. I know he likes to do that, but Jesus, bro, come on. Have some fucking self-respect with your comments. Silly Wangy. The number of depth charges dropped per weapon charge has been increased from 2 to 10. Wait, a DD really only had 2 depth charges? 2 depth charges on a fucking destroyer. Holy shit. I mean, I'm glad they buffed that. Absolutely. But what the hell were they thinking? Doing it 2. Holy. I feel like someone actually looked through some old chips and was like, well, I guess we forgot about this one, Lamar. Main battery degree, 180, 18.6 to 9. 18.6 to 9. Wait, whoops. That's gonna be good, because this thing had strong Hydra, 5.5, and 5.9 conceal. Giving it better turret verse means the turrets are more usable. The DPM on the Siliwangi is a complete tragedy, though. It's never gonna be a good gunboat. Siliwangi is kind of like Loyang, but much more torpedo focused, with deep water torps, which is generally just the worst Loyang. But at least that will make it a bit more comfortable to play, even if the DPM is still gonna be shit. It is 18.6 to turret verse. It still has one of the best camos in the game, though, this one. Art, sometimes, back in the day when art department really went ham with cool designs, man. This shit. Very, very cool designs. Very cool designs. But yeah. Having the turret verse, that's a good change. That's a good change. Wukong, torpedo reload time reduced, 107 to 85. That's a great change, because they're buffing Wukong. But it's still not going to change the fact that Wukong is an absolute fucking tragedy of a ship. Wukong is one of the worst premiums in the game. It's like you take a Charles Martel, and you take everything that makes Charles Martel good, and you remove it. Speed boost, take it away. Main battery reload booster, take it away. Like, you take all that shit away, and then you give it 3 deep water torps per side and a torpedo reload booster. Wukong is hilariously bad. This is not gonna help it. Like, this is not gonna help it. It's still trash. What is a sigma value? I can't bear going into detail, but it's basically, if this is your crosshair and this is the center, it is the probability of your shells landing at the center of your crosshair. The probability of your shells landing at the center of the ellipse. That's sigma. The higher the value, the higher the probability. That's why something like a Stalingrad with 2.65 sigma sometimes gets these really, really nutty volleys where all the shells seem to go into a single point. Sejong. Main battery reload time reduced. 5.2 to 4.8. Torpedo reload 133 to 105. I don't remember. I thought Sejong was pretty okay. I thought I enjoyed the Sejong grind. I didn't think it was a bad grind at all. I mean, I'm nice to see it buffed. I don't remember it was that bad, though. How's the DPM on this thing? It had the highest DPM in the game. At tier 9. Yeah, that's what I remember. That's a bit surprising. That's actually a bit surprising to me. Like, Sejong has the best HE DPM at tier 9. Huh. Interesting. And they just buffed it by almost 10%. Okay. I don't really know why, because I grinded through Sejong and I thought it was fun. Probably because it has so much damage. Effective DPM because of the caliber? Sure, but you give another 10% to, what was it, 250. Another 10%, that's what, 25? So you're sitting at 270, and then you slap reload mods and all these. You gotta remember, having a base high value in World of Warships is incredibly important, because every single DPM buff in the game is percentage based. AR, the modules, the upgrades, everything is percentage based. So the higher the base, exponentially the higher the final value. So you already could get like a big number on. Now it's gonna be even more extreme. It's gonna be a strong, very strong fire starter. And combined with the torps that it has, this is the synergy that makes Jinan work. You launch a bunch of torps, you smoke up, you start farming, the torpedo hits, you get a flood, you start fires, they DCP, you get more fires. Like, that's the whole gameplay. You're a bit focused on out on the camera. Oh, the camera sometimes zooms in and out. It's let me turn off the autofocus. It's pretty bad. Focus it a bit. There we go. Boom. Kotovsky. Detectability range by C reduced. All other types detectability reduced. Main battery reload reduced. Okay, that's good. Kotovsky isn't very good. There was some tier 5 cruiser that had completely insane guns for tier 5 with shit reload and shit hull, but the guns were nuts. I think it was Mikoyan? I think it's Mikoyan that has the nutty guns. I think Kotovsky was just... Kirov? No, not Kirov. Mikoyan. Mikoyan is the one that has the... No, not Kirov, chat. It's Mikoyan. You guys don't know what you're talking about. You guys don't know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure it was Mikoyan. Mikoyan was the one with the complete shit hull. Yeah, this is the one. The hull is... Like, the ship isn't good. It has the most tragic armor you'll probably ever see. And the DPM is an absolute tragedy at 13.2 second reload with 6 guns. But these are Donskoy guns. These are Donskoy guns. So, you could do all sort of funny shit with this thing. Like, I think if you do AP shells... Yeah, look at penetration if you organize tier 5 cruisers based on pen. There's Mikoyan. You could like Citadel battleships and shit with it, because like no one has that armor. And you can Citadel cruisers across the map as well. It has... This is at 12 km, I think. Yeah. That was the Mikoyan gimmick. But like the damage, the DPM is giga tragic. Like we're talking worst HE DPM in the at this tier, and I think the AP DPM is 8th worst. So it's... and the hull is shit. The ship is not strong, but it's a funny meme. It's literally a meme ship. You play it because of the memes, and that's pretty much it. Kotovsky no buffs, that's good, I guess. Kotovsky is pretty tragic. Podvoisky buffs. Sure, Podvoisky is pretty tragic as well. Kiev. Whoa, I thought Kiev was in a pretty strong. It's a very small buff. Wait, increased? So you reduce the spotting from surface ships, but you increase it on planes by almost 10%. Yikes. Kiev is okay. Yeah, I thought Kiev was okay, but... Yikes. Wait, they're doing this to all of them? Tashkent getting the same treatment. Why would they make them more easily spottable by air? It's not like they're hard to detect by air. As it is, they're gunboats. You spend a lot of time sailing around shooting, you're spotted anyway. And your air conceal is already shit. Why did it need to be worse? What? Sure is a wonder. True. Repeater reload time reduced. Mutsuki. Okay, Mutsuki could use some buffs. Mutsuki is tragic. Fubuki. Whoa, Fubuki gun... Oh, never mind. It's not that big. Gun buff. Yo, Mogami? Wait, no. Upgraded main battery. Oh, no. That's the tragic one. Nah. The reason you play Mogami is because you can use the 155mm guns and have fun. They're buffing the upgraded hull? Sheesh. So wait, where does that put Mogami? Where are we? Yeah, the upgraded guns are super shit. They're 132k. So it's gonna buff you up a bit. Like, the difference isn't gonna be large. Up to 140, you probably do be like Tal and Shimanta DPM. Yikes. You know, you want to see something funny? Look at Mogami DPM, 132k. And then we take stock ship. 234 DPM. Upgraded modules? 132. This is why you run 155 stock guns on the Mogami because you get 100k fucking DPM for free. A well thought out ship upgrade, yep, for sure. For sure. That's why whenever anyone posts vids or commentaries on Mogami, it's always people running the 155mm stock guns and not the upgraded guns. Because the upgraded guns are a massive downgrade in every possible way. Well, I mean, you get penetration on AP and HE, but considering you're halving your DPM, it's like what? Also, 155s on IGN have 30mm baseband, so they're super effective. Ibuki. Whoa, Ibuki buffs. Holy shit, chat. Holy shit. I did not think I would live to see the day Zhao buffs. And truly a groundbreaking and tremendous Zhao buff, to say the least. A massive 180-degree rotation time reduced buff from 36 to 30 seconds. Holy shit, imagine 30-second turtles. That's incredible. That's incredible. Wow. Wow. Wow, we truly live in a blessed time. That's incredible. So where does that put us? Where does this put us? Let's see. We go from drumroll, third worst Turtleverse to drumroll, shared 10th, 11th place with the Salem and the DM. Of course, we don't need to mention that the Salem and DM mostly just sit nose in and shoot forward with their guns, and they don't really need to traverse much. But that's crazy, man. That's crazy. We're no longer in the top 10 worst, chat. Big box. We won't talk about ships like Napoli with bigger guns turning faster, or all these other guys with bigger guns, or all this. No, we're not important. Not important. We're happy to see it. The buffs, boys. The buffs. The buffs. I wonder actually if you add battleships to this. If you add battleships to this list, how does it look? Okay, so where do we got shared place with Puerto Rico, Mecklenburg, Schlieffen, Incomparable, St. Vincent, Ohio, Kremlin. Nice. So we're gonna have the same Turtleverse as these guys. That's pretty epic, man. That's pretty epic. Sweet. Can't wait to see it, man. That's what I want from my IGN cruiser in 2023, being able to turn my guns as quickly as a tier 10 battleship. Big bug. This will surely change the way the ship is played. Omono. Big Omono buff. Probably gonna be dog shit still, but big buff. Shimanto. Full rudder shift time reduced. 15.1 to 11.3. With researchable hull. 8.1 second rudder. Wow. That's crazy. Takahashi. Full rudder shift time reduced. 16 to 12 seconds. Wow. And even the Yodo. Full rudder shift time reduced. 12.1 to 9 seconds. That's incredible. That's incredible. 9-second rudder shift. Surely this will fix the issues with that ship. Wait, I'm gonna show you guys something. I'm gonna show you something good. Let me show you something good, guys. Wait. We're gonna show you guys something good. Okay. We're gonna compare tech tree ships. How about it? We're gonna compare it in the best way possible. Boom. Okay, here you go. Feast your eyes upon the power of the Yodo. Boom. Turning IGN ships sorted by turning radius. Cruisers and battleships. Tech tree. Who says Yodo isn't the best at something, boys? Who says Yodo isn't the best at something? Yeah, let's go, baby. Woo! Light cruiser, IGN. 930-meter turning radius. Imagine turning worse than every battleship in your tech tree. Pretty good. And you think the rudder shift is gonna solve this issue? I got some news for you, buddy. changing this to what was it, 8 or 9 seconds isn't gonna do shit, because the key problem is that it turns like an absolute brick. It turns worse than battleships that people consider terrible at handling. Like, even the Zhao is down here, and Zhao is a clumsy goddamn beast. So yeah, it has worse turning radius than the Yamato. Of course it does. What's Vermont's? Louisiana, Montana. I think. Oh yeah, Vermont is much better. Vermont is 850. It's down here. It does lose to the Montana and Louisiana. I will give it to it. These guys do beat the Yodo. They can't be the best, but they are Americans, so they have a lot of. They got McDonald's. They got Burger King. They're allowed to be massive. It's fair. It's fair. But yeah, changing this 3 seconds isn't gonna solve shit. It's not gonna solve shit. Iowa turns better. Iowa does turn better. Iowa has a 10-meter tighter turning circle. But yeah, that's really not gonna like solve anything at all, sadly, for the Yodo. Like, it is really not gonna solve anything. Yodo is supposed to be a light cruiser, and if you look at DPM value, like the key issue with the Yodo really is that it doesn't do any damage. Like if you look at light cruiser DPM, Colbert, Smolensk, Annapolis, Worcester, Jinan, Atlanta, Des Moines, Salem, Brisbane, Flint, Sejong, Seattle, Cleveland, Hector, Helena, Montpellier, Tokachi, Vallejo, Yodo. So, when this is the DPM of your tier 10 light cruiser, and your shells are slow as shit, your firing angles are, like, the hull is terrible, like, it's just tragic, man. It's just tragic. It's just tragic. I think it might be even worse if you sort by AP DPM, because then you have to go Colbert, Edgar, Annapolis, Minotaur, Smolensk, Worcester, Des Moines, Salem, Neptune, Cross of Dorn, Mines, Plymouth, Hindenburg, Clausewitz, Jinan, Brisbane, Atlanta, München, Vladimir Monomak, Alexander Nevsky, Seattle, Cleveland, Nuremberg, Admiral Makarov, Weimar, San Martin, Dimitri, Helena, Montpellier, Buffalo, San Diego, Hector, Bayard, Vallejo, Tulsa, Gibraltar, Rouen, Moskva, Dalian, Belfast, Conde, Edinburgh, Shores, Chapaev, Irian, Kutuzov, Flint, Puerto Rico, Sejong, Boise, Nueve de Julio, Zhao, Königsberg, Fiji, Vried, Gudenlu, Harbin, Baltimore, Hipper, Petro, Tallinn, Leipzig, Novosibirsk, Lazo, Kronstadt, Santander, Ochakov, Henry, Castilla, Donsko, Yoshino, Wukong, Colonel Bolognesi, Hampshire, Wichita, Duca degli Abruzzi, Yodo. Changing the rudder shift on this light cruiser by 3 seconds is in fact not gonna make this ship suddenly good. That's just the way it is. I'm kind of in awe that the Duca degli Abruzzi has better APDPM than Yodo has. I didn't know that. That's really fucking tragic, man. Holy shit. That's really fucking tragic, man. Holy shit. Less guns too, yeah, no, like holy shit. And I think it has like I think the DP, if you sort it by penetration as well on the Yoda, I don't even know how far we have to go, Chad. If you sort it by penetration on cruisers, I don't know how far we have to go. Like we holy shit. Holy shit. I don't want to add destroyers to this because it loses to a lot of destroyers. 173 Yoda. The Keek Duin beats it. The Indrates, the tier 4 Ruiter with 150mm guns has 5% better AP penetration than the Yoda. My god. The Duguay Tron also has 5% better. Like, Yodo is... It's like a fucking cruel joke on the IGN player base. It's incredible, man. It's fucking incredible. Like, the worst part is, chat, if we're cruel on this list, we add destroyers. And now, what rank were we earlier? I don't remember. But now we really have to scroll. Oh my god, now we really have to scroll. Wait, wasn't it 89? Where the fuck is it? There. Harikaze is above it. Ragnar, Trump. Yeah, that's said 31 is here. Like that's when you're cruel. That's when you're cruel, man. When if you add destroyers to the list. And like I understand that the reasoning for this is the supposed torpedo DPM of the Yodo. The problem is the torpedoes are junk. That's the core issue. The torpedoes are junk. Like they gave them 60 knot torpedoes with 1.7 km detect. Like the torpedoes are junk. That's the issue. But yeah, no, enough about Yoda, enough about Yoda. It has a lot of torpedo DPM, but you need to land those torpedoes then, and the problem is the reaction time is terrible, so people get so much time to react. Anyway, this was an interesting devblog. I agreed with a lot of changes they made and so forth, but looking at this entire thing, I do get the idea that this was kind of a stick being thrown to the community. Like, hey, guys, stop talking about Gato, stop talking about Colossus, stop talking about plane spotting, stop talking about shotgunning. Here are some balance patches that balance everything except the things that you really want to be balanced. That's the, like, all these changes, I think a lot of these changes were good. A lot of good changes, some questionable like buff and repulse, I don't really understand that. But generally speaking, all these changes were good. But this entire thing really feels like a stick thrown to the community, like, hey, stop focusing on these other things. Stop talking about CVs and subs all the time. Because ultimately, this is not going to impact the game very much at all. Because you're still going to get shot, if all of these ships are still going to get dumpsters by CVs and subs, and Wargaming at this point is turning a completely deaf ear on all the CV and submarine complaints. This is, like, they're not even mentioned once in this entire devlog. Not even mentioned once. Isn't it that sleight of hand? Kinda, yeah. Yes, stop focusing on the CV and subs. Look at our devblog over here instead. It's a lot of cool changes, but once again, the really core ones, the really big issues, the ones that the community really has been asking for, completely missing. Completely missing. Completely missing.